Okay, it'd be great to start with just a little bit of background on Checkpoint software as a company, just to understand where it is you've come from, the journey you've been on to where you are today.
Super. So Checkpoint was founded in 1993 by our CEO, Gil Schwen. And for the last 30 years, our mission has really been to secure the digital world for everyone from anywhere. And we started off really pioneering stateful firewalls, and now we're in the world of AI-powered cloud delivery security solutions and platforms. And I would say that we're really committed to safeguarding organizations with an industry-leading rate of 99.8% prevention rate. We currently have more than 100,000 customers worldwide. We're present in over 88 countries. We have more than 6,200 partners worldwide, and we're more than 6,500 employees also in the company. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ since 1996 under CHKP as a trading point. So I would say that we're not like a fly-by-night next sort of shiny object, if you will. We're not really looking for a quick exit strategy. We're really here to be a sound company and also looking at creating a lot of value. And Checkpoint as a company is actually the most valuable Israeli company with a market cap of over 15 billion today. And I would say also that innovation in cybersecurity is key, and that's something that Checkpoint has really taken to heart. And we can see that through the ecosystem we have is sort of tremendous with early stage technology innovations that we see in the market. And we're always looking for new companies to go after as well. So we're proud to actually made 9 highly strategic acquisitions in just the last 4 years that really helps to accelerate our innovation and growth in the area of cybersecurity and AI and these areas. And that really helps to realize, I would say, the quickest path to the best cybersecurity, which is what our customers and partners need. And then let's just quickly look at, I would say, the most single important driving principle of Checkpoint, which is our ethos. And I would say that we all need prevention and not just detection. It's because what we see is once the malware is inside, it's already too late. And our entire solution is based on a prevention first directive. And it's only the truly the effective way to stop these type of threats. So I hope that gives you a bit of a backdrop of Checkpoint as a company.
Yeah, no, that's great. And in terms of the technology portfolio, I know you sort of cover quite a lot of things, mentioned sort of hybrid cloud, anti-ransomware, zero trust, least privilege, IoT security. But I believe, if you like, the major focus, you've got the Infinity platform that is the focus for you. So perhaps you can just sort of cover the portfolio, but I guess tell us mainly about this Infinity platform.
Yeah, I think the key driver behind this is sort of all the different other elements you just mentioned here are just examples of what are the type of attack vectors that customers are exposed to today. And what we're looking at is obviously having the right type of detection and prevention mechanisms across as many attack vectors as possible, just to cover off the attack surface. And the Infinity platform is really a way where we can start consolidating all these detection capabilities into one platform where you have one single pane of glass, so to speak, and that covers a lot. I think that's why it is a pivotal part in the focus for Checkpoint, to make sure that we actually have everything we do in one place. So it makes it easier for our customers and partners to actually get a better view of the threat landscape.
And in terms of the component parts of the platform, perhaps it'd be good to explore those. And I believe that, if you like, one of the components is the real-time threat prevention. So perhaps you can just talk us through that in a bit of detail.
Yeah, so real-time threat prevention is really around how we can look at it from anything from the mobile, the endpoint devices, moving into the cloud or whatever. So it's more about actually leveraging these capabilities and be able to then start detecting threats in real time. And we're constantly updating the way we're looking at it, and it actually helps the customers to get And by also then obviously leveraging AI, I think we're going to talk more about AI, but these things are really helping you to be at rest at stopping the potential threats that you have coming in.
Yeah, and another sort of pillar or focus for the solution, I think, is consolidated security operations and unified management. So again, perhaps you can just say a little bit about that.
Exactly, and I think I mentioned that when you look at the Infinity Portal, for example, the Infinity platform, it's all about taking in all these different tools that we are providing already now. It becomes more like a platform approach, and when you have the secure operations and the unified management in one place, it helps you to do consolidation. So it helps to reduce the total cost of ownership. It helps to reduce operational efficiency. I mean, it generates operational efficiencies as well. So you don't have to go into multiple different platforms and GUIs in order to set up and manage the different tools that you're operating. So it really helps to reduce the total cost of ownership for our customers.
And as I think you've referenced earlier in the conversation, AI sort of underpins everything. So you describe it as AI-powered cybersecurity. So can you tell us, what that means in practice? That'd be good.
Yeah, for sure. So AI obviously is something that every company, I guess, on the planet now is talking about, is how you leverage AI in order to bolster your defenses, so speaking. And we see that as a massively important tool in order to offload specific tasks within cybersecurity. It also is a way of actually engaging more with the end users and making sure that we should capture what they do in terms of training them as well. So AI in the way of threat prevention, detection of incoming threats is becoming increasingly more important, particularly when it's just the sheer volume of potential incidents that is happening as well. It just, AI is a really powerful tool to leverage to help reduce the noise and further augment the prevention capabilities.
And I know you've, I think, fairly recently carried out a survey on cybersecurity. And in terms of the findings, I guess the main one, and it maybe not a surprise, but it did at least emphasize the extent of cybersecurity challenges faced by the end users. So what in more detail, what were they telling us to how bad the situation is?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, I think we all can agree on that cybersecurity has been around for quite a while, and I think the threat has not necessarily changed that much. But if you start looking at, first of all, the macroeconomic landscape right now, I think that's one area where we see a lot of developments with different nation states as well that is really increasing the pressure. But if we then start specifically looking into what our organizations today are actually facing, the end users is really the last line of defense in one way for a lot of organizations, because they are the ones who literally click on something or do something. And if we start also looking at the way we see that at least 70% of all the threats today, they start through email still today. We have our Harmony email platform that really is here to bolster and support and reduce the noise, if you will, on email security, which is really the most, I would say, it's almost the most targeted tool, if you will, today that is exposing end users to potential threats. These are things like phishing, spear phishing, type of attacks that we start seeing more and more, and customers are really struggling with this, as well as partners as well. I think this is a great example of how end users actually become really a victim of the potential cyber attacks that we see.
And I think one of the other main findings of the survey was that it identified the fact that people realize they need to move more towards an AI-powered threat prevention. So that's sort of supporting the approach you're taking, I guess.
Exactly. And as mentioned here around AI, it really becomes pivotal to start leveraging AI in order to start reducing the noise, because there's so much noise out there, and we need AI to actually bolster our defenses and be much more strengthened, if you will, in that approach about leveraging AI. And it actually is here to offload and support the human element as well.
And in terms of the channel itself, it'd be good to understand what the opportunity is for your partners? And I mean, maybe you can just sort of talk us through, I don't know if you've got one single program or various levels, and just perhaps talk us through the you know, from the onboarding to the ongoing support. What is it that you can help your partners with?
Yeah, so first of all, we have a very robust partner program as such. And I would say that when I start looking at what the value is for our partners, I normally talk about three different areas. The first one is the wallet share element. Given that we now have a very strong platform approach that helps integrate into existing tool stacks, etc., of our partners and customers, there's a greater value for partners to position more like a holistic cyber defense architecture, and also then provide managed service offerings around this, and also add adjacent services around that too. We're going to talk a bit more about our managed services program as well, and this is where I would say that the profitability element comes in. When I start looking at some opportunities now with our partners, and we've been doing an analysis with a few of them as well in terms of how they build up and the margin opportunity, if you will, we see a lot of partners working with 45% plus overall partner margin opportunity. And I would say that is a very, very healthy approach when you start looking at it. We even have partners with over 100, 150% margin. One area where we are actually helping now, particularly our managed service partners, is really around reducing the time to business for them. So we take a unique approach about how we help the partners with the entire service creation process. And I think that's a very, very healthy way of doing it, and also changing the game a bit more about how we actually create more strategic partnerships with them. That also helps them with the platform approach. It really helps our partners to do much more margin and service stacking, which I really think is a key element as well. The last bucket around this, I would talk around innovation and differentiation. And why I think that is important. When I talk to partners, I would say that more or less every partner I talk to want to become a trusted advisor for their customers. And the best way to do that, in my mind, is really to help provide innovation in the eye of the customer. And if you provide differentiation, a differentiated offering, you can actually differentiate your value proposition versus your competition as well. And that's something we can then help our partners do. And given that we have the AI-powered solutions that we have, which are invisible to the hackers, provides instant time to value, it just enables much more tool and spend optimization for the end customer. It really helps provide optimal business outcomes as well for the customers as well, leveraging this platform approach.
Okay, and in terms of what Checkpoint brings to the table for MSPs and MSSPs, I guess comparing, you mentioned obviously about sort of differentiation, but just be good to understand what it is you think that you're offering for those channel partners, you know, because it's quite a busy marketplace. There are other offerings there. So what is it that I say that you particularly offer to your partners?
Yeah, so first of all, the MSSP program in itself just enables complete pay-as-you-go model, which means you have the flexibility of going up and down in licensing usage on more or less our entire platform as you go. So that's obviously a very key differentiator versus a lot of other programs out there. It just helps the partners to be much more flexible within with their customers as well, and for the customers to feel more secure that they can go up and down the licensing on a month-to-month basis. That's on the one side. The other piece, and I alluded to that before, is really around how we actually help with the service creation process for our MSP and MSSP partners. What we've seen is a lot of MSSPs get quite often stuck when they take a new technology and they create a service on it. So we're helping them with the service creation process, meaning building out a service catalog, building out service descriptions underneath, and doing that in partnership with the partner. We also then help creating what's the business value outcomes you're looking to drive for your end customer, because a managed service partner is not always selling technology as such. They're actually selling much more. Let's take the use case of a car, for example, and not everyone knows what tires you have on the car, what the brand is on the actual tires. You actually care that the tires will take you from A to B, helps you do that. So it's sort of the same thing that, you know, our technology becomes a part of the managed service partner's overall value proposition, and we're just a foundation within it. And I think this is really articulating our value and how we help the partner creating these value propositions. I think is a key differentiator that we actually bring to these partners now as well. So having a very flexible partner program and also helping them reducing the time to business with the service creation process, I think are two really strong offerings that we're taking to these partners.
Okay, and maybe just before we finish, it'd be good to have a little look into the future as far as you're able to sort of disclose anything. It'd be just good to understand both in terms of any sort of technology solutions, anything that you might be thinking of adding to the platform. And also, I guess, I mean, you mentioned, I think you've made some strategic acquisitions. I don't know if there's anything else you need, do you think, to round out the portfolio, or just to how you might be developing the company in the future?
Yeah, so obviously I cannot go into the details of all the different roadmaps per se, but I would say that, as I mentioned before as well, innovation is key in cybersecurity. We see that as a really key element, and that we see that there are a lot of innovations happening with early stage startup companies who are doing this. We're obviously looking at this market as well about where that could actually help drive further innovation for us. And as you mentioned there as well, we made the 9 different strategic acquisitions just over the last 4 years to help accelerate more innovation and growth for us. And they're actually helping us go into the new markets where we see this as well. And then we also take the best approach of leveraging the new acquired technologies as well in terms of driving further innovation and differentiation for us as well when we start growing as a company. So that we're continuously looking at obviously the threat landscape and how that is evolving, and also looking at what other technologies and innovations are out there to actually help augment the security posture for our customers on the long term.
Okay, I mean, it's been great to chat, and thank you for explaining what's going on at the company and some insights, obviously, into the cybersecurity market, which is, I don't think is going to disappear in a hurry, shall we say. But Henrik, for now, thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.